Hello everybody and welcome back to another C++ program exercise video. And in today's video we're going to be going over exercise number 1. Now program exercise number 1 says, write a C++ program that declares an array alpha of 50 components of type double. Initialize the array so that the first 25 components are equal to the square of the index variable and the last 25 components are equal to 3 times the index variable. Output the array so that 10 elements per line are printed. Now, the first thing that you want to do in this program is declare or include the header file io_man_ip. Once you do that, the reason that we are including the header file io_man_ip is because we are going to be doing stuff that involves using rows and columns and stuff like that in order to, make the numbers in orders that we want. So after declaring this header file, what you need to do next is you need to declare a couple of functions up here. So first you need to write in void initialize, and then you need to write in double list, and this is going to have this is not going to have anything right inside those brackets. Int size, that's going to be it. Then we're going to have void print, since we have to make an entire different function to print out our results. And we're pretty much just going to use the exact same parameters that we used up here. Again, using the integer size and using a list. Now, the next thing we need to do here is declare the variable of type double. It's an array of type double, and it is going to have the name alpha, and is going to have a size of 50. After that, we're going to come down and write in initialize alpha, comma 50, and that is it. And then we print alpha, comma 50. And then we return nothing from this main function. Now, the real hard part is actually declaring the function, because the entire body of the entire main function is literally just using these void functions. So the first thing you need to do is you need to write in void initialize double list, comma int size, and you write in int count. You need to write in for count is equal to 0, semicolon, count is less than 25, not less than or equal to, and then count plus plus. Now basically what this does is, what this piece of code right here does is it actually this repeats up until count reaches 25, which is when it stops like replacing values, and it stops making values equal to different stuff. So basically this just keeps on repeating until we hit that 25th index. Well, technically 24th index, because after that it will stop running. Okay? Anyways, once we are done with that, we can write in list count, and that count is going to be equal to count times count. And after we are done with that, we're just gonna copy and paste this because, as you know, I may have said this before, but a lot of using arrays is really just recycled for loops without much changing. For example, right here, all we need to do is change that 0 to 25. This count needs to be less than the size, and the count will count plus plus, and the list count is equal to, instead of count times count, it's going to be 3 times count, and that's going to be the end. And now we have to get to the print function, which, believe it or not, I think is probably the most complicated part of this function. Okay? So, I mean, not this function. It's probably the most complicated part of this program. So what you need to do is you need to, right here, write in void. You can actually just copy and paste what's up here, actually. Just saves that much time. And then bam. And then you write in int count. And now for count is equal to 0. Count is less than size. Count plus plus. You can see out set W for list count less than parentheses, and there's just going to be an empty space. That way you can separate that. Now what this basically does right here is this keeps on repeating until count is equal to size. It will stop repeating once count is not equal to size. And here, what this does right here is it pretty much just prints out one part of the list. It prints out one part of the list. And now, if count plus 1 percentage sign 10 or modulo 10 is equal to 0, meaning if this is like the 10th digit or something, because in this case we're going to have 10 elements in one row, and well, wait. No, I said that wrong. We're going to have 10 columns in 5 rows, okay? We're going to have 10 columns in 5 rows because columns go down and rows go right and left. Anyways, so if this is like the end of a row, then we will end that line by cout end L. And now at the end of this for loop, of course, we're going to have to cout end L. I mean, people may not just put that cout end L, but I would just, it's good practice, really. If you're going to do anything after you do something like this, you're going to have to put C out and out, or else that's seriously going to mess up your program. Anyways, let's run this program. We do it right there, and you can see how we get some pretty good results. Now, the way that this works is each of these elements is actually assigned, oh yeah, see, 10 columns, 10 columns, like I said, and 5 rows. Anyways, as you can see, each of these elements is actually assigned its own value. So we have 1, which is like this index right there, and 50. And that number actually determines what is the that determines how the computation is going to work out. So since this has a value of 1, it's 1 squared, which is, oh wait, no, sorry. This one is a value of 0, and this one is a value of 1. And it goes on like that. It just goes by the index. Okay, so since this is the index of 1, 1 squared is 1. 2, and this has the index of 2. 2 squared is 4, and so on. And you see right here, we can go up until, right here is where there's a huge gap. This is index 25, and 25 times 3 is 75. So you have that, and it keeps on going like that, and you get stuff like that, and this stuff just keeps on getting multiplied by 3, and it goes by increments of 3. You can obviously see that. I'm not trying to point out the obvious or anything, but well, our main takeaway from here is that our program works, and that's what matters. Anyways, I hope you all had a fun time programming with me, and I hope you guys have a fun time learning how to program. I'll see you in the next video, and bye.